Hello and welcome to the first tutorial on watercolor backgrounds. Throughout this video, I'm going to show you the required steps, supplies, techniques, and the bonus tips in order to paint backgrounds. Today we are doing a rainy weather scenery. The backgrounds are simply the easiest part of painting. There is hardly any effort and very little is required. Yes, very little, only 7 steps. It won't be long. That's because there are a lot of breaks and waiting in between. So a lot of patience is required. First step, color planning. This is my tubed watercolor chart. This is important because the color of the paint looks totally different on the paper, so don't judge the color by the packaging. Here on this sheet I have listed out my colors, which I'm going to be using in today's background tutorial. Second step, preparing your workspace. All these details are in this project's previous video. These are the 2 brushes I'm using in this tutorial. Third step, undercolors. Always make sure that you start off with the lightest color in your palette, spreading and blending it with water. I use black quite a lot. I find that it is such an important color, specifically for the shading. You can use the wet onto wet technique to add on extra colors. Now the 4th step, waiting until it's dry. The thing about watercolors is that once it's dry, the colors aren't as vibrant. That's why layering is so important. A technique known as wet onto dry. So now we are going into the 5th step, which is the 2nd layer. I'm just going to be using black at this point. This is going to help add on some dark shading to the background. Take note and trust the process. Using a tissue to soften the edges. You can now start adding more color. You can see how more vibrant it's getting. Now wait until it's dry. The 7th step is now the final layer. This is the main color on your palette, and with a very watery consistency, brush it all over the surface. Make sure that it is 100% dry before you add this last layer.